Egypt, President Mubarak, who was born 5/4/1928. Let's do the math together. 5/4/1928 adds up to 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. Was forced to step down on February 11th. Now, Mr. Mubarak, a guy who led his country for 3 decades, ended up in a cage after that. But the interesting thing is, he was forced to resign on the 11th. Now, why the 11th? Because just like 9/11 happened, they're trying to tap into people's emotional energy and trying to enrage them. So what happens after Mubarak steps down? Well, next target, Gaddafi. Gaddafi, born 6/7/1942, 6/7/1942 adds up to 29. 2 plus 9 again adds up to 11. And Gaddafi, the interesting thing about Libya was Libya got invaded in 2011 the same way they got invaded 100 years before in the year 1911 by the Italians. Funny how history works out. At least that's what you guys can think it's funny. This is serious business, folks. Well, right after Gaddafi was killed, obviously he was killed on the 20th. And by the way, anything that happens on the 11th, 20th, and 29th is basically an 11. For people who don't understand why 20 is 11, well, you gotta know a lot about a lot, and I'm not gonna waste my time, basically explaining it for 15 minutes. Study numerology for a few years, you'll figure it out. Well, right after Gaddafi was killed, you know what they started talking about? They started talking about Syria. Meet President Assad, who happens to be born on 9/11. Oh, I'm not kidding. 9/11. Now, let me tell you some interesting information about Syria. The Russians have troops there. The Russians have a base there, and since the Russians, Chinese represent the polar opposite of the American British Empire, that might actually be a big deal. But see, that's not the only thing that's going on in the year 2011. You see, in Iran, the mullahs in Iran just let their people invade the British embassy there on 11/29. Again, the 29, 2 plus 9 equals 11. Now, other people who could be in trouble in the Middle East in the near future is the Algerian president, who happens to be born, oh, you guessed it, on the 20th. Yeah, he's probably going to be out pretty soon. I'd say 2012. 2013, definitely end game for him. But like I said, go down the list from Gaddafi to Mubarak. Oh, I almost forgot about this guy. No, he's not on 11. But you know what the interesting thing is? He was forced to sign a document to resign on 11/23/2011. Let's do the math together. 11232011. Again, you have an 11. So as I said before, our Illuminati friends have been very busy in the year 2011. If you think this is a coincidence, well, what can I tell you?
What we're defining here is Freemasonry and their secrets. And their secrets all lie within Kabbalism. Now, Kabbalism is an ancient Hebrew mysticism, and it has been actually passed down from the Egyptians and probably back to Atlantis, but we have it at least from the Egyptians through the Hebrews and up till the Freemasons. And it is admitted 70 times in Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike that Freemasonry is Kabbalism. So as we start to look into the numerology, what we're looking at is a tree of life. And this is something that the magicians use, and what I believe to be a map of the extra dimension. So as you're looking into this map, there are 10 spots on it, and they are called the Sephirah. And within these Sephirah, you have your Trinity at the top. So this is the all, the one, looking at itself and creating a reflection. It's the 1, 2, 3, and that's why 1, 2, and 3 are all still 1. And then 4 is the first emanation into reality. And then we come down where 6 becomes Jesus. And as we're looking at this numerology, you go up from the bottom up to the top. You have 10 points, 10 being God, 10 being the hermaphroditic symbol, 1 and 0. And you're going to find these constant hermaphroditic symbols, Hermes and Aphrodite. You'll constantly find these everywhere. That's what the target sun sign is. It's the hermaphroditic symbol. That's what the compass and square is. They're sexual symbols. The point within the circle is a hermaphroditic symbol. So as you come up to 10, that is their God. That is 10. That is the hermaphrodite. But if you stop at 9 and you skip to 11, skipping God, then you are a Luciferian. Because 11 is the number of the magician. It's the one step above. Once you have accomplished the tree of life, you are now the magician. You are one above 10. But they're doing it by skipping God. That's the symbolism of 9/11.
And obviously this number, this 1111 is it seems to work itself into a lot of things. I mean, predominantly the first thing is the universe itself through Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And if you move that further on the end date, December 21st, 2012, main calendar, the winter solstice, which is when the calendar ends, is at 11:11 a.m.
So I've heard,
so obviously,
yeah.
So we've got this effect where the universe is ringing these numbers at us, you know, in accordance to consciousness and stuff.
Yeah.
And when you look at it in an astrological sense, with the, you know, the precession of the equinoxes and the 26,000 year cycle of the Earth wobbling through the 12 signs of the zodiac, we're said to be moving into the new age of Aquarius. And Aquarius is the 11th astrological sign. And so, getting further into it, you look at the numbers of 2112, 2012, and you add all those numbers up, and you get an 11. And then you look into the sun, for instance, and the sunspot cycles are 11 years. And basically everything that you can just keep finding these 11s out of things. And you could argue that, are you looking for them? But basically, when it's that amount of things within the universe, it's not like I'm looking for them because they are there.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. And so then you like start moving into the numerology of it. And for instance, if you get 1111 and you multiply it by 1111, you get the number 1 2 3 4 3 2 1, which is a pyramid. Okay, so you've got a pyramid numerology that you can get out of the 1111.
Backtrack on that a little bit and take it a little bit slower for us again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you got the time code 1111 and you multiply it by the same thing, so 1111 times 1111,
yeah,
you get the number 1 2 3 4 3 2 1.
Okay.
So
yeah.
if you imagine that as a visual, you've got a pyramid.
So
Yeah.
one step up, that's number 1. Then we have 2, that's 2 steps up. Is that what you're going at here?
Yeah. It's essentially like, because you've got the 1 2 3 4 3 2 1. If you were to plot that on a graph,
Right.
on a X and a Y, you'd have a pyramid.
Interesting.
So and the same decreases. So if you've got 111, you times it by 111, you get 1 2 3 2 1. You get a pyramid, whichever way you look at it. Anything with a base of 1.
Interesting.
And so then, if you look at the 11 itself, and in binary, and 11 stands for a 3. So obviously you've got a trinity out of it. Do you know what I mean? So if you were to convert to binary, it would mean it'd be 3. So essentially, then, if you look at this idea of the trinity with it, you know, 33rd degree Masons and the 33 that goes around. Obviously, if you turn that into the trinity and you divide 33 by 3, you get 11.
That's interesting.
So you start like seeing these 11s, as I'm saying. So then you move on to recent events, and you get to September the 11th, 2001, right? And as far as years are concerned, September the 11th, 2001 stands 11 years from 2012. Right. And there's an author called Jose Arguelles. He wrote that from 1992 to 2012 would be in a period of May and no time, the time of no time, which was a transition of the ages kind of period in which, you know, basically world disasters and tension would be on the up and rise constantly. And this period of no time was 1992 to 2012. And so 9/11 in September the 11th, 2001 was 9 years from the start of no time, 11 years till the end of no time. So synchronistically, it was placed bang on where, you know, it should have been.